Time now for What's the Buzz, everyone, and it's all about the Super Bowl. So joining us today are Marlon Page, a technology strategist and the founder of Sisters Code, Jason Hall, co-founder of the Slow Roll Detroit, and Blaine, they're acting up already, and Blaine Fowler, the host of the Blaine Fowler Morning Show. Thanks, guys, for being here.
Wow, look at that, some dancing. You could have been part of this time last night.
I know.
So you saw, did you watch the game? Are you fans of
Yes.
just, even if it's just the big game? Because there are a lot of fans like that. Just say, hey, I'm going to watch this one.
Oh, yeah.
Broncos win. What'd you think of the game overall, the whole show?
I want the old man to win one more Super Bowl
yeah.
before he retires. Now, he needs to do the right thing and retire. But, yeah.
Why does he have to retire? I think that's his choice.
He's had like 80 surgeries on that neck. I worry about him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time's over.
Time.
Time's over. I'm a Cam dude. I'm not sad that he didn't win. I feel bad for him, but yeah, I really wanted the Panthers to come out and win after a season like that. I mean, and
I know.
And I wanted to see him give a football away to a kid. I wanted to see if that was going to happen at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I wanted Detroit Lions to play. And in my mind, they did play.
Yeah.
They won the Super Bowl.
That's a real fan right there.
Calvin,
In my mind, they played.
Yeah, that's like Mufasa and Simba saying to each other, hey, little lion, you're out there, go get him.
Next year.
All right. So Peyton comes out, not too subtle plugs. First the kiss, Papa John gets a kiss, and then he's being interviewed, he's getting a debrief, and he says, I'm going home to drink lots of Budweiser, right?
Of course.
So, okay, we were talking about this on my show this morning.
Yeah.
And Lauren found out that, Peyton owns a few Anheuser-Busch distributors.
No.
I'm sure he owns a few Papa Johns as well.
I think this was this
Yeah.
might have been a little message to the NFL. Really? You want to investigate me for human growth hormone? All right. I'm about to retire, and I'm going to...
Interesting.
Extra plug, wow.
Cash me out, dude.
But we can't, I mean, does anybody at home think that he couldn't possibly have an endorsement deal, even if we didn't know he owns franchises?
Yeah.
I thought it was a total plug. I was shocked when I was like,
Really?
is he serious? Who says I'm going to go home and drink a Budweiser? You say I'm going to go home and drink a beer, right?
Wait a minute.
Well, Peyton's
I don't know.
Peyton's kind of known for
This
his
segment
Budweiser.
brought to you by... No.
Well, this is the show. We open with Tim Hortons coffee mugs. Are you kidding? I mean,
yeah, that's true.
it's the way things are going.
Yeah. I just
But
didn't
you're a
expect it
fan,
to.
though.
I am a
I didn't expect
fan,
it to be that
And me
tacky.
too now.
Like I said, I expect him to hold his hand out in like a bud, just like a
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
I think that
Amy
it
Schumer.
was self-promotion. He's retiring. He's like,
Dude,
what do I
I
have
get
to
it.
lose?
Yeah, because he needs the money. He's retiring.
He just
needs more
might.
Full
self-promotion.
401k fund right there.
So let's talk about Cam Newton and him walking out. And my mother's theory was this was a whole, experience and season against new, young, and polished and shiny. And he walked out of the game, out of the
Press
press
conference, right?
conference. What did you guys think of that?
Yeah,
Was that
you know,
that young stuff?
I have a young child, and I'm like, after
How
a while.
young is your child?
Well, she's 16, but what I'm
Not
saying.
26.
No, but what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, after a while, that young stuff doesn't matter. There are things that you learn. There's the way you treat people. There are things you do.
way you behave.
I understand he lost, but come on.
I just see
you have to be accountable.
You
You're
love
in,
Cam,
you're in the big game, then act like a
Active,
big boy.
yeah.
Man, you got a whole year, and these guys put so much into that, man, and to reach that high level and then reach that rock bottom so fast must be emotionally.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't do it. I know I would have cried. We
Step
joked,
away
he
from
cried in the
it.
car. I would have
It's
cried
okay
right
to
there.
cry.
It's okay to
Here's the
cry.
thing. If Cam had won, he'd still be talking.
Truth.
I mean,
Truth.
here's the thing. You talk about youth or whatever. He's learning. He'll be back. He'll be okay.
back.
I don't really hold it against him. It wasn't ideal.
Right.
But hey, man, he lost the biggest game of his life, and he's been told everything he does is awesome up until now.
Right.
It
But
was.
But that's part of life. I think
It
that's
is.
part of the journey and learning that you can be awesome, but you might have an off day and handle it with grace
it's
and then keep
okay.
it moving. It's okay.
So I don't think you should hold it against them.
Right.
However, there needs to be this conversation about walking away with grace.
Yeah,
What do you
I
do
agree.
differently next
I
time?
agree.
He's got a whole career ahead of him.
Honestly,
Yeah.
the way that the press has treated him over the last 2 weeks, I probably would have done the same thing. You know what I mean?
But you win.
Yeah.
You're the bigger person when
you're
you can
grown.
walk out.
Yeah.
with
That's
it. You're the bigger
like I
person. He's
said,
playing right into it.
Nah,
Yeah.
I agree.
I probably would have I would have been like, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Well, I need to help you out there.
Yes,
I'll
talk to
tomorrow.
Marlon.
I need to help
We'll have a
you.
conference after the
I would have
show.
been like, oh, we can talk tomorrow, but tonight I got to go home
All
and
right,
get
so
some.
Yeah.
I'm going to get some Budweiser. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to
Go to Peyton's house and go in and get Budweiser.
So in the commercials, MSU said the Prius commercial was the top commercial. I don't know if
Nope.
I agree with that. What you think was the top commercial?
Doritos. Doritos was funny.
I love the dog commercial, the baby.
That was weird, man.
It was weird, but
That
it
was
was funny.
Yeah, it was.
I like the Alec Baldwin
That was good.
commercial.
That was
Did you?
with-
Yeah.
With Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah, but what is an Amazon
Well, we're
What is
about to
it?
now.
What
We
is
all
it?
want to know.
No one knows.
You talk to it like it's Siri in a little tube and it does stuff for you.
Yeah, so like a
Orders your
concierge.
So is it a good commercial if we don't know what the product is?
Yes,
though?
because now you look into it, you
Yeah.
research it.
Because I love that moving on up.
I love that.
I had no idea what it was for. Someone had to let me know on
The
Twitter.
apartment thing,
Yeah, apartment.
yeah.
I didn't know. I just was like, Wheezy and George.
I
And
know.
I
thought
thought it
Steve
was
Harvey's
hysterical.
commercial.
I didn't see
Steve
that
Harvey
one.
commercial was
Classic.
good.
Yeah, I
that
didn't
was
see
good.
Steve Harvey
I like
either.
that.
Steve Harvey's was The Apology.
Yeah.
I found it amazing the amount of high-powered stars they got to sell out. Like
Yeah.
Anthony
Hopkins,
Right.
his Tax ID commercial. I was
Right.
like, really?
Yeah.
Here's
This is
where they
it right
lose.
now?
That's how you know.
Here's
Like,
where they lose me, though. They keep showing these commercials before the big game now. So we see half the big commercials.
Right.
And it's no longer like, woo, you got to gather around
I'm
the
actually
TV.
yelling at my family, come on in, this is the dog one. And they're like, well, how do you know? I said, well,
Right.
because they've been
Right.
out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what about halftime? What you think?
Halftime was good.
I liked it.
I like the end of the part with Coldplay, Beyonce, and Bruno. Otherwise, it was a snore fest.
Oh my God.
Are you serious?
I was
Yeah.
dancing.
I'm
I
with
was
you.
on the
Me
floor.
too.
I'm with you on that.
Inner Beyonce, and I
But what
did all
about the
moves.
Coldplay?
yeah, listen, man. The fact
I
that
thought it was great.
every song they played was from 2005.
Hater.
tells
You
you
are
something
such a
about where
hater.
Coldplay's
You
at
are
right
such
now.
a
and
hater.
They
the
played
way
the
they
new
should have
one.
been.
think they were
Did they?
trying to
You noticed
Classic.
it.
Yeah. They
I
were
thought he
pretty.
did great. I thought it was
Yeah.
a great mix.
He had really nice Air Jordans on. That was the other thing I noticed too. But other
Yeah.
than that, that was kind of a sleeper too for me. You know.
Bruno rocked it too. I mean, it was just,
Bruno's
you know,
good.
but here's the other thing that they're getting a lot of bad press for. It was like we're bringing back people who had been on the show
Yeah,
not
like
2
years
long
ago,
ago.
yeah.
So where
Right.
was the newness
Right.
overall?
Right.
And then you've got Coldplay, which, you know,
I thought they were
Beige.
great.
UK.
No.
There's a-
From what I understand, these people have to pay to play. So
Yeah.
most of these people probably couldn't afford to play. Like Beyonce actually has to pay to play Super
Oh,
Bowl.
I didn't know. But it makes
Wow.
sense. She
Yeah,
dropped
yeah, yeah.
a hot single on
Exactly.
Saturday, in the
Yeah.
middle of the afternoon video.
Boom.
The internet broke for
Yep.
real. And then she was at the Super Bowl.
going on
doing
Hit
it,
you
then
with the
going on
tour.
tour. There you go.
Trust me, every female that
Jay-Z
was at
gave her
that party was like
10,000
already
roses.
trying to
There
get
you
tickets.
go. There you go.
All right,
Love
good to
it.
see you all.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Get ready for next year's Super Bowl. It's only a year away. So,